never met, but our paths must cross. Born to this land of curses, we all have tried to follow the doctrines of an over-glorified tradition. And now we must flee from the day and surrender to the night. For in the darkness hope shall rise, for in my castle the vampire lies. 'Tis the moment of resurrection for us. There's one thing that I really like to talk about now in these lessons, because no matter how much vocabulary we have accumulated, how accurate our grammar can become, it doesn't matter, does it? All that matters is our utterance. It's what we sound like when we open our mouths and talk. This brings our attention to something that had bothered me a lot when I was still training myself in English, which is the accent. As I was born in Taiwan, マジで俺は本当に台湾人なんですよ。日本語本当に下手です。だから勘弁してくれ。When I was little, I was wondering one particular thing. What is the standard and correct way to speak English? Well, of course, born in Taiwan, I was under the impression that the American accent is the only authentic one. Whenever I'm watching movies, I couldn't help but wonder why the actors and actresses always sound a bit off, a bit different from each other.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Rain, and I'm putting together a special team. I need me 8 soldiers.
Motel! Get your deep drop, you box steer curl ass, and this chicken shit chopped up ASAP!
Maybe you could do that for a career.
Do what?
Be professionally good looking.
Right. What would you say your trademark is, if you have one?
Well, I guess the look I'm best known for is blue steel.
What's that look like?
If the Dark Lord has forbidden it, you ought not to speak. Put it down, Bella. We mustn't touch what isn't ours.
There's something very important. There is not one accent that can be said to be standard. Pursuing an accent that is standard or that is authentic can be futile. Just a waste of time and a waste of your energy. So, when I decided that my passion lies with Shakespeare, I was kind of determined that I should shed off all of my previously acquired pseudo-American accents, actually, and try to speak more, shall we say, pretentiously.
1962 Dalmore. It'd be a sin to spill any, don't you think?
So, the first thing about British accent is that, of course, some of the words sound different. Tomato, for instance, or water, not water, I think, water. So actually the first sentence I worked on was to convert the sentence, can I have a glass of water, into, can I have a glass of water? Can you tell the difference? Or Harry Potter into Harry Potter. That would be the first few lines that I would recommend people to practice if you really wish to speak the Queen's. Of course, there are a few obvious points of references, such as the abbreviation of cannot. In American English, it sounds like can't, yes? And in British or London accent, it sounds like can't. But then comes a trickier part, is the pronunciation of A. In American accents, you will say after school, yes, after. But in British English, it sounds like after school. After a class, a glass of water, for instance. So there are certain points when A will become not A, but A. However, I made the rookie mistakes of transforming every single A into R sounds. For instance, I am kind of envious of the number of fans that Ray has, but we cannot actually say that I'm envious of the number of fans that Ray has. Now, fun means fun. It doesn't mean fan. So there are certain points when A is still pronounced as A in British English. We take the vowels a bit more seriously. And so in British accents, if you would like to follow closely films like Harry Potter or TV series like Sherlock, it is a choice for us to make as non-native English speakers to pick whatever pleases your ear, whatever pleases your tongue. It doesn't really matter, but the actual practices of using an accent is an entirely different matter. It actually incorporates elements such as the ups and downs in an entire sentence. We may call it intonations of the sentence. Where we put emphasis in a sentence, it is like learning a song. It's not a robotic act of imitation. It is a song written in certain patterns, but the melody can be created by yourself, thereby individualizing the English that you have been learning. The problem of accent is actually a very intricate problem. We can start by practicing words, the pronunciation of individual words. In order to make it sound natural and fluent, we will inevitably have to refer to grammar, the syntax, and actually the meaning of each word, the vocabulary as we acquire them. We will have to put them into context, understand everything in the sentence, understand the elements in the sentence, and then we can decide which notes we would put in the passage to compose the most beauteous melody that will approximate what a native speaker would deem natural. That would be a lesson for another day. Here is a necessary disclaimer. To non-native speakers' ears, I may sound fluent and natural enough. However, it would take a Londoner only 3 seconds, perhaps 2 syllables, to tell that I am not a native. So I know my limitations. As a Taiwanese, I cannot hope to achieve 100% native fluency. However, as long as it sounds great enough for you, for yourself, it is enough. So this is my very short episode, randomly inserted into my series of lectures. I will be returning to the more tedious and boring grammatical explanations of English. However, I shall be returning to explain more deeply about my own accent acquisitions. And hopefully one day we can have a nice conversations over drinks, over dinners in English with the accents that really befits the image that you want to create for the world to see and to appreciate. Ciao then, see you in the next class. To be or not to be, that is the question. But it is fate that calls to us, and we shall answer with piety and devotion until the day we rejoice together, celebrating your ultimate success.